What a whirlwind of a week. It's been a little chilly here. As you can see, my wife has a toque on.
It's cold.
It is cold here. It is cold, you're right. It's 12 Celsius. I'm not even
No, it's a wind chill.
No, well, it's just cold. There's chilly wind, northeast wind. So, obviously, I put racing on hold this weekend to come and watch my boy play baseball, and man, he such a treat to watch your kids. Right, you forget with your own lives, you're running around and just have so much on the go, you forget the little things. And I talk about this all the time, but when it comes to Ollie playing baseball, or even Ava in dance, which I haven't seen much of yet, or Addie in gymnastics, which I have. Did I tell you her cartwheels were better the other day?
Mm-hmm. I
watched her on the little screen thing. That's kind of creepy, right? Everybody just sits out in the foyer and watches their kids on a TV screen. It's nice. It's so nice, and it's easy to miss. It really is. So glad that I came home this weekend. Everything worked out pretty good. Obviously, we're never perfect. There's always going to be things that come up and mistakes made. But for the most part, a really good weekend. I was thoroughly impressed. A number of things. So, Pickpocket raced okay, but didn't look awesome. Even to the very novice eye, you knew that his gait was not proper. Now he's got a choppy gait to begin with, and that goes without saying. And I told Amy that we watched the race. She said, he looks rough. If you go back and look at Lexington last year, we were celebrating his wins, but we didn't really break down the race itself that much. When you look at the Bluegrass in particular, he almost makes a break coming out of the gate, right into the first turn, and that's such a soft track. I think Pickpocket is much more comfortable at Lexington than he is anywhere else, and that was on display when he had to race on that hard track at Hoosier. Not only did he make a break, you saw the break, but what went into that break was a lot. He warmed up, he was out of sorts, he didn't feel right, and the break was inevitable. He didn't just make the break, he made it known lengths before the break happened that he was about to make a break, and there was nothing I could do about it. And when you see him last night, I talked to Tim a little bit, talked to Mark a little bit, and I think we all came to the same conclusion. Let's let the vet go over Pickpocket. There's nothing serious going on. There's no glaring holes that could be problems down the road. I think it's just a lot of maintenance and a lot of secondary issues. I know his back is tight, which means he's loading weight from other places, likely his feet. Knowing the horse, I would say absolutely certainly that his feet are an issue, and we need to work on them. And Mark had said, what about just a set of flip-flops for him? And I said, that's a great idea. He has worn them. The problem with the flip-flops is, with the flip-flops on, he gets to hitting that high shin and jack area on his left hind in particular. We've noticed training down, and last year when we were training him, he was much better gated when we got the flip-flops off him. Now again, this could be simply, well, that's fine for there, but here at the Meadowlands it might work better. We just don't have the time to experiment, right? You can't just go and, well, let's put the flip-flops on him and go and train him on Wednesday. You can't do that. He's got racing next Saturday. So first and foremost, let's have the vet go over him. Let's have the vet go over the horse, see what the vet thinks, see if there's some changes or maintenance or help we can give him, and then after that, we can make a decision of what we are going to do heading into next Saturday. I don't think it is. I don't think the owners of Carl. I don't think the owners of Carl are saying, "Oh my God, that Pickpocket horse is going to give us some troubles." But at the same time, he's our horse, and although it looks like there is quite a separation, at least 9 1/4 lengths between Pickpocket and Carl at this point, there is an obvious opportunity for improvement with Pickpocket. Now, the same can be said for Time Is On My Side. A truly incredible mile from that horse. And I didn't realize this until after the race, and I spoke to Mark. The track at the Poconos is not very good right now, which generally it always was soft and a really, really, really good surface. Mark said the track is deep, and it's not as good right now. A lot of horses were making mistakes. Now, his hobbles were out long, but he raced in them at the Meadows because he's used to that surface. Much more firm surface than the Poconos. Mark had said on the right line, same thing I saw. And also thought that his hobbles were a hair long. Okay, cool. We'll pull his hobbles in a hole, and maybe have a fresh set of eyes. Take a look at this horse. Dr. Brown, we worked diligently with on a number of cases. Now, he's the guy that usually takes our OCDs out and diagnoses acute lameness, right, fractures and whatnot, but a super sharp guy. Dr. Latessa is very good friends with him, and he had put us in contact with him when it came to a couple of the injuries we had last year, Lover's Play being one of them. And really the only reason that Lover's Play is alive today is because of the tandem of Dr. Latessa and Dr. Brown, and that is 100% certain in my opinion. But aside from the magic that is made from the magic that is his surgical work, he's an extremely sharp veterinarian. So I had asked him if maybe he'd have a look under the hood of Time Is On My Side as we head in next Saturday. The Sire Stakes is coming up, and it looks like both of those colts, him and Arson, are good enough. Mark had said Arson's a little smaller. He said, Anthony, you catch those tough crew again, it might be real tough on Arson. I can run him up the wood and you can gather up some points or some money. He said, but Stallion Series, probably win that, right? And our whole goal is to get him back to Kentucky anyway, unscathed. Yeah, we were looking at the Adios, and depending on what he does between now and then, it's still, excuse me, I'm a little tired. It's still on the table, but listen, regardless, two very, very good horses, and I think truthfully heading into next week, Arson, Stallion Series, Time Is On My Side, Sire Stakes, get them both over to the vet and have them looked at. So we have 3 very good miles yesterday, and 3 very clear paths of improvement for them. 1, class relief for Arson. 2, veterinarian for Time Is On My Side and Pickpocket, and then we should be off to the races next week. And hopefully we miss Carl next week. That would be nice if we could do that. I think with a missing Carl, and some vet work done and clean his gate up, I think we have a much better chance with Pickpocket next Saturday in New Jersey in the second leg of the New Jersey Sires. So that's that. What else took place this week? Training. We had a great training day with the babies. Any standouts this week? No, not many.
What do you mean standouts?
Did you go with any horses you thought stood out this week?
That normally don't.
Yeah. No horses that just impressed you?
Well, the usual. Maury.
Oh, Maury looked good, yeah.
The Pacers were all real good.
Yeah, I told you they'd come around. Now, you went with Rose and Alexandra the last 2 weeks. Now, I went with her. Was she any more grabby?
No, she was perfect.
Oh, that's good, because I'd revved her up pretty good on Tuesday, and I thought she might be a little grabby for you when you were going out the door. So I'm glad to hear that she wasn't.
No.
Trained very, very well. Obviously, our Rudy of the season, it continues to be Gorgeous Package. She looked so good the other day. I was truly impressed with her, 1, output, and 2, work ethic. She just has this cool little matter-of-fact way.
She doesn't care about.
Yeah, this cool little matter-of-fact way about going through her work, and just really impressed with the way she does it. From my standpoint, obviously, Maury, I think, is getting close to solidifying himself as one of the best horses we have this year, training down. He looked extremely, not just impressive, but explosive the other day. He wheeled up alongside me. Now, I had Arrowhead Hanover, who I think pretty highly of. Nice colt. And I let Maury up beside me into striking position in the last turn. And I thought if I let Arrowhead rest, that we'd sprint together down the lane. Yeah, Maury just dummied him coming out of the turn and was gone.
I don't know who's smoother gated. At high speed, it'd be between Maury and Rosetta, because you can throw the lines at Rosetta going full speed.
Great. That's great to hear. I mean, I never went with Rosetta. You go with her.
They're both very, when they're in top gear, they're flawless.
Oh, that's impressive.
So I know she made a break. She was just.
Oh yeah, she made a break in front of the stand. She was just green.
She was just agitated about something. I don't know what her problem was, but.
Go play still.
No, the boys are being weird.
What do you mean being weird?
Boys are weird.
I know, they went up to Addie and then they did this and like, you're a twink.
What?
Boys are dumb.
I told her to wait till they leave.
Hey.
They're not even
You can
playing.
go play.
Ollie, Ava, go back out and play. We're doing a video right
They're
now.
playing.
Ava, back out and play right
I'm
now.
on my phone, she can play.
No, Ava, how about I take your phone for the next month? How would that be?
Watch her.
Give me your phone. Because you're watching your sister, not watching your phone. Give me it. 13. Almost time for a suplex. It's getting close.
I don't know where she gets the... I'm going to tell you what's going on.
Must be a McIntyre
Yeah,
thing.
for sure.
Go over there with your sister right now. Very close.
Oh, she's swearing at you.
Phillies. What are you gonna do? So yeah, Maury and Rosetta look very good. I want to look through the set quick because there was a couple of horses I thought looked incredibly good this week.
You said Tuxedo went really well.
He did go really well.
Not that he hasn't been,
I
but
never
he's
went with
kind
him.
of just been in the mix.
The whole first set was great. Green Glitter looked great again. Aunt Lily looked great. Arrowhead, Rosetta, and Westland Warrior. Westland Warrior, Jason fessed up and said he ran over a wheel with Westland Warrior. Made a break. But he went great otherwise. I Don't Play Nice looked very good again. Grand Slam Dio looked good. That was the... Cadeau looked good, yeah. I couldn't figure out if Cadeau won the set or not. I thought he did, but then I'm pretty sure Daryl said Southwind Ibex won the set and was better this week.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And then the Pacers were good. All four of those horses, Alexandra, AJ, Gorgeous Package, and Blue Ventura, all four of those horses were good this week. And then Captain Incredible looked very, very good. He's now in Ontario at Harry's Barn, where he's going to stay until, I suspect we're creeping closer towards making a decision where it's just going to be Lexington that he's ready for. Now he might race at Mohawk a couple of times before then. If he stays together, I mean, we're inevitably going to have issues between now and then with lots of horses. But if everything stays the way it is right now, I think you're going to see Captain Incredible race a couple of times at Mohawk and then head towards Lexington. And Foxy Seaside looked fantastic in there also. Who else was in there? Who was on the far outside? Was that Jason with Twin Bee Levitate? I think it was. She was good. That's his own filly.
I had
with
left.
Francis.
I had left at that set.
Oh, that's right. You had left. But for the most part, pretty happy with the way everybody trained this week and the way that everything is going. On the racetrack, Kings County, I think, is sitting on a big mile. Really happy. One, the report I got from Brady. He was very pleased with them. Two, watching the horse. That's not how Kings County races.
No.
Gets backed up, grab a hold of him in the first turn, manhandle him back to 7th, end up 3 wide in the last turn, closing in 4th, beat 2 lengths. That's not a Kings County mile. So, although he's not trotting in 52 right now, and maybe he never will again, I don't know, he is being much more versatile than he's been in the past, which is going to serve him well down the line. So, Kings County was great. Gypsy Hill raced very good, I told you. 3 starts. 3 more starts.
I couldn't believe how much better he looked.
He's quiet now and he's reserved. Even Jason went with him. He said, "Can't believe how quiet he was." Because when the horses exactly when the horses
they get anxious.
That's exactly. They get angry, they get hot, and then it's hard to control them. It looks good because they're sharp as a tack, but mentally they get drained really quick, and physically it wears them out. And Gypsy Hill going in the direction he is going to be a scary Gypsy Hill for the rest of the summer. Drebin had cut himself and been scratched. He'll be back next week. George of the Jungle made a break, but I saw him jog on the track yesterday. The horse looked great. I was very happy with George of the Jungle. Ready for Landing is now in Ohio with us. I'll go with him Monday. We'll enter him likely for next Saturday at the Meadows, I believe. I wonder when they start Friday nights. I actually liked Friday nights there.
What is it right now? Afternoon?
Yeah, it's never nights. No, they never race nights. Just in the summer they raced. Yeah, they race Friday nights for the summer, and I think it's cool. I like it. It's a different mix-up. I know a lot of the trainers and drivers over there don't like it because
they
they're used
can't go to Northfield.
No, they're used to.
Northfield doesn't race on.
No, they're used to racing in the afternoon and just being done for the night. I kind of like it. Texonic Soprano continues to be good. Howling in the Clouds is on Lasix. Obviously, I'm just running through the latter part of the week. Irresistible Sun was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Also, and Really Don't Care was good. Memory and Imagination had a great weekend. Also, a winner. He's off to the Bunker Hill next week. I sent the horse. I said to him, just send it all. Send the horse, the equipment, and the bike. Send it all. That way, Mark and Melissa don't have to worry about setting the hobbles or anything. We already know where they go, where they're perfect. Here's what he wears. Brett Beckwith has become it sounds kind of corny because he's not related to me, but I'm proud of the kid. It's nice to see young kids do well and see new kids coming up in this industry. It's so rare to see a young driver, a young trainer doing well in this industry right now that I'm just really, Mark and Melissa have done a great job with this kid and stood by him. and really he's become a very, very good driver. So there's no need for Anthony to go there. You got one of the easiest horses we have to drive, and one of the hottest drivers in North America right now driving him in Brett Beckwith. So no need for me to go there. I can stay here and focus on the Meadows and Scioto and you next week on Thursday. And then on Saturday, just as I said, very, very impressed with Time Is On My Side. Very impressed with Arson. I think there's huge room for improvement in a great class for I'm Fancy Like. The same goes for...
She just ran up and started petting that dog.
Where? Yeah, well, the guy said she could. He's right there. You're shocked that a 5-year-old girl would want to pet somebody's dog.
I just told her to ask.
She did ask. The gentleman's right there by the dog. Being a little hard on Addie Bear. Everybody raced good. Blanton's Blue, a beaten third, but raced okay. I was pretty happy with him. Prince Charmer, same thing. I thought the hobbles were a little tight on Prince Charmer. I got to change the ropes on those hobbles. You'll see him be a little bit better next week, but he's a good fit for that class. And then Pickpocket, I thought raced great at the Meadowlands, but again, even to the layman, when you look at him trot, he can be improved. There's improvement there. Purple People Eater won, and now somebody said, well, 31 or 32 is not very impressive. She won.
Yeah.
Let's start with she won. And I thought she was good. Not her cup of tea. First over is not her cup of tea. Clear with an ear hood on and a closed bridle. She cleared to the front and halfway down the lane, kind of shut it off for the evening. Well, let's put a set of earplugs on her, put a hood with cups and open her up a little bit, and I think you're going to see a much... What's wrong? What are you looking at? Oh, because she's climbing up to the top? Huh. Yeah, good little climber. But not her cup of tea. I think we open her bridle up a little bit, put earplugs on her. I think she's gone. And then Sweeney made a little bit of a break. Made a break in the first turn. The rail's not where he wants to be, and I really just wish we had got a good line on him out of the 4, 5, 6 hole. So I think the only thing we can do now is switch gears. Let's just take him to Scioto next week. Then we'll try and mitigate those that nervousness that he has, and work with him in that regard. It's just, I was hoping that we could stay close to home, right? Keep his stress level down. But it looks like he can get around a half, but from the rail, it's a tough spot for him to be in. He's going to race on Northfield this year, but you got to understand, we draw the rail, it's going to be nip and tuck through that first turn. We're going to hope for maybe north of 3. Post position 3 would be a lot better. And then Renegade Gypsy just got picked off for second last night. He raced good also. So it's been a good week at the track, a good week at the barn for the most part, as I said. Still dealing with some issues, both in-house in regards to our system. Obviously, you've been worked to death. Right? Happy Mother's Day, by the way. You've been worked to death inputting all the stuff, and not that many people have had anything to say about it yet. So you've done a hell of a job. For those of you out there, obviously Wendy is still on a little bit of a personal leave, and we do have another bookkeeper starting to help out one of our clients, so he's familiar with the system. Eric is going to bring him up to speed and how to use it, so we'll hopefully at least get some help as we move into the latter part of May. So everything is going good in that regard. Right now, it's just trying to get all the horses positioned for their racing season, whether it be the 3-year-olds coming back. We've had a great run so far with the horses we've been anxious about. Arson has raced great. Now he's been 4th and 5th, but 2 very good miles. Time Is On My Side. Has got 7 starts, 5 wins in 2 seconds. One of them made a break and was trying to catch up to the Breeders' Crown winner to finish second. You don't, in that division, you don't make a break in the first turn and come back and finish second. It just doesn't happen. So a hell of a mile from him yesterday. And then Pickpocket, as I said, looked great. Memory and Imagination. 2 wins in a second to start the season, heading into the Bunker Hill. The bulk of our order, right, is coming up to bat, and super happy with them, and really, really excited about what I see from the rest of the stable heading into the latter part of the summer. What say you, Mrs. McDonald? How'd your week go?
Good. I just wanted to say again that if there's an issue with your bill, just let us know and I'll fix it as soon as I can.
They know this. They're well aware. What about Ollie?
There's also some things that are not there yet. They're coming in a little late, so it might fluctuate.
Well, people know that. And so we had a great question from one of our clients. Said, why does stuff show up in the bills later on in the month, right?
Yeah.
We put up the bill, and then obviously we have people that send in their bills a little bit late, and then they have to be
I don't have the Kentucky vet bill yet.
It's all right.
And
Don't worry about it.
There's just a couple things that I don't have yet, so they'll be in there soon.
Mm-hmm. What about our son playing baseball?
But you know what? I'm very, I was very nervous showing up to Friday, because like we said, he practiced like less than half of the amount of practices with the team.
With the team, but he still practiced.
Yes, so
he did some work in Ohio. He showed.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that we did put him in some stuff and workouts and stuff in Ohio, and I'm just glad that he's able to just show up and fit in and be productive, and he was very excited to come back and play with the kids.
Yeah, he's excited, but he's happy they're doing good. Now the team itself was 1-2 in the first 3 games. Played well. The one team from St. Thomas looked very good and beat them very fairly, 8-3. And they'll definitely play them in Windsor, 100%. I know about Cambridge, but I know they'll play them in Windsor. And that team in Caledon were both very good. But Ollie's played good. Do you know that Ollie has 10 hits right in a row?
Which is crazy because I would say out of all his skills, he struggles with batting the most.
Yeah. Because he lacks confidence. For those of you that played sports or played baseball, when you go up to bat, you can't be shaky, right? You can't be on shaky legs. Sure, if you're a little, it's fresh, it's the first couple of games of the season, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know the pitcher, you're a little nervous. But when that melts away and you just step into the batter's box as a batter, it's much easier to do your job. And Ollie's confidence is soaring right now as a young baseball player, that's for sure. He had a triple, a double, a single in the last game, 2 singles in the last game. He's played very, very good, and really that's what it's all about for us, right? I mean, I'm that dad where I want to see him win and I want to see him do good, but I want to see him have fun too, because you guys know, most of you that watch these videos, you follow Amy and I around, and you know the hectic lifestyle that we lead, and that's by choice. And there's part of me, it was so cool running into J.R. Plant today. Mm-hmm. And I said this, I put a post on Facebook and I put it on Twitter. I walked to the ballpark, and as I got to the hill, Ollie came up to bat, smashed a triple. It was amazing. And I wasn't really paying attention, and then all of a sudden out of my periphery, you can always tell that somebody's walking towards you. And I'm kind of look over on my side, and I look, and here's J.R. Plant. Comes over and he said, I thought that was you. He said, I never put 2 and 2 together. He said, McDonald, that kid that just hit the triple, that's your boy? And I said, yeah. He said, mine is Cooper Plant. He hit it over his head. He's playing center field. And we just sat there and talked, and it was funny because I'd asked him, JR was like me. For 20 years, JR Plant and I raced against each other every day all over Ontario. Before and after the transition of 2012, we raced in Woodstock, London, Flamborough. When the stakes were heavy, there was times where we probably went to Sudbury. We were everywhere. We just competitors for over 20 years. And JR doesn't race much anymore. He keeps a couple of horses in the summertime, and I'm not around anymore. So we haven't really connected in the last 2-3 years. I probably wouldn't have said 3 sentences to him in 3 years. And it was nice to run just the weirdest place. Here's boy playing against my boy in Guelph. We haven't seen each other in forever. And we just sat there and talked, about being dads and the different lifestyle. He's a hockey coach. I think he said AA, and he's hoping to get into AAA, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And his wife works full time, and they leave that normal lifestyle. And I as we got talking, I just asked him. I said, "You know what it was like?" I said, "Do you miss that?" And he goes, "Absolutely." He said, "I don't know if I like one more than the other. There's benefits and there's downs and ups of both." He said, "But I definitely enjoyed the action and enjoyed being on the move, because that's the thing with me. When there's a few weeks here and there in the schedule where we're not doing a whole lot, and I just feel useless. I feel like
that's because you have ADD.
I'm just bored to death, just sitting there, and I often wonder, when the kids leave home and things slow down, what's my life going to feel like and look like? And it was nice to talk to JR, because he too led that lifestyle for quite a while, where you were just go. He had 7 or 8 horses on the go with his friends or his wife, and raced everywhere. And great card player, poker player. I'd never play against him. He's a fantastic poker player, and it was so cool to run into him in such a random place and just watch our kids play baseball. It was cool. So aside from everything that we just talked about, the most cool thing in the world is being the dad, watching your son play baseball. And his kid did well, good baseball player, and Ollie played well too. So it was a great day and a great weekend, and these are the weekends that do keep me grounded, right? I get to watch our horses race, and sure, there's a little bit of cursing and swearing under my breath once in a while. That happens on the track too. But being able to be present and watch Ollie play baseball is very important. So a great weekend, a little chilly the last couple of days, but a fantastic weekend here in Ontario. Very, very happy with the way the horses are turning out. And as I said, there's some issues that have come up and will continue to come up, and we'll talk about them in due time. But for right now, really, really happy with the way things are going at the stable so far in 2024. I hope you are happy as well, any of my partners. I know there's some of us, listen, there's some horses we know have not turned out the way we wanted them to, and that will happen again in June when the 2-year-olds qualify. There are going to be some heartbreaking moments, and that's just the nature of the beast, whether it is baseball or whether it is horse racing. But for the most part, I think we're on a pretty good path here at the stable in 2024. So with that, I'll let you go. You have any closing thoughts?
No.
No closing thoughts? Nice toque, by the way. It is Mother's Day, so again, happy Mother's Day. I've already wished happy Mother's Day to my mother, and I hope you have as well. I hope if you are a mother, have a wonderful day, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Take care. I will talk to you all very soon.